Hello everyone, this is Gene from NYC again, and I'm back with another video. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day or out of your night to listen to my rambles. Thank you for your subscriptions, for your comments, your likes. Always glad for the interaction. So today's video is actually going to be about the casting of Prince Eric in the live-action Little Mermaid film. Now, I learned about this yesterday. I briefly saw Grace Randolph, who was also known as Beyond the Trailer on YouTube, that Harry Styles has been cast for the role of Prince Eric in the live-action version of the Little Mermaid. As a casting, I think that it's a good choice, strong choice. Now, while I cannot speak to Harry Styles' acting ability, I don't think that's going to be a big problem because, at least the way I remember Prince Eric, there wasn't a lot of personality to him. You know, he was the generic, Disney prince. He isn't this sort of fleshed out character like some, how do I put it, like Disney would go on to make, such as the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, or Aladdin, or John Smith, or even Tarzan in the Tarzan film that came out in 1999. They were much more fleshed out, much more character driven. Prince Eric is, generic prince, especially since we see Prince Eric usually through, if I remember correctly, through Ariels' eyes. So, she has this romanticized, idealized vision of him, understanding of him, because she doesn't actually know him. She has a crush. Which is another reason why I actually think Harry Styles is a very good choice. It's because he is a musician. He was part of One Direction. I think he was the face of One Direction. Either him or what was his name? Zayn? Whatever. I don't really follow it. They were sort of the face of the band, right? And of course, being in a boy band, right, a lot of girls had and probably still have crushes on him. So I think he brings that, boy band aesthetic to the role. And again, I think it will help a lot of girls who go watch this to relate to Ariel. As I stated in a video that I made recently, I didn't relate to Ariel in part because of the fact that she had a crush on a boy. I was 4 years old when Little Mermaid came out. I was too young to understand what that was. So I think that for young girls who watch this, or even older women, right, seeing a young popular boy bander that they've had a crush on or used to have a crush on, I think it will help them relate to Ariel a little bit better, because now they'll understand, or have a better understanding of how Ariel feels about Eric, because now they'll be seeing their crush on screen. So I think it's a good choice. I think that he's gonna have to bulk up a little bit, because Prince Eric has this, he's a ship captain, if I remember correctly, and men who work on ships, who live on ships, especially in this sort of romanticized, idealized, old world type of setting that the Little Mermaid is in, right? They tend to be these, very strapping, powerful figures. If I remember correctly, there's even a statue or something that Ariel finds of Prince Eric, and he's striking this very, heroic Captain Morgan-esque pose. Right? His sword is drawn and his hand is across his chest. It's all very dramatic and classically heroic. So I think that Harry Styles is going to have to bulk up a little bit. Put a little bit of muscle on to again give the impression that he's this strapping ship captain, and that he could actually steer a boat, right? So I think that's that. And also they're probably going to have to dye his hair, assuming that they don't leave his hair just to be brown. It's not, I think for the purist, they'll be like, well, Prince Eric has black hair. But I think in general people won't mind what his hair color is so long as it isn't shockingly different, like say blonde. And the reason I say that is because Prince Eric's hair has never been a huge issue, right? When you think of hair colors in The Little Mermaid, it's not his that necessarily pops or stands out, right? Ariel has to be a redhead. King Triton has to have a white beard. Ursula has to have white hair. Prince Eric, you know, so long as his hair is appropriately dark, right? It should be fine. Again, so long as his hair isn't a shocking white or blonde, I don't think there'll be much of an issue. So I did see online some people were saying that Shawn Mendes would have been a good choice, and I do think in the looks department he would have been. I actually do think that looks-wise he's actually the closer equivalent to Prince Eric, but I don't know if he was considered or not. And again, I don't disagree with the casting of Harry Styles. I think a big part of it is that Shawn Mendes is well known, but I think Harry just is the bigger, more established name, and this is what Disney does now, right? They try to get the biggest stars that they can. And again, I don't think that Harry looks too dissimilar from Prince Eric. Again, you put him in costume, he bulks up a little bit, you dye his hair, style his hair differently. I think he already somewhat looks the part, and so Disney's makeup and costume department should be able to make him look the part even more. So again, with his casting, I have no issue. What I'm interested in seeing is how woke Twitter and how the pro-black Twitter, pro-black pages, and all this other stuff are going to react. Because think about it. Ariel, in the live-action version, is played by a young African-American actress, Halle Bailey. Now you have Prince Eric being played by Harry Styles, right? Interracial relationship. If the film ends with them implying that Ariel is pregnant with their daughter Melody, I think, from the third movie and whatnot, if they imply at all that she's pregnant by the end of the film, that means that the baby is biracial. It's funny, I made a video jokingly. As I was saying, I had jokingly stated in another video that I wanted a biracial princess, and now, theoretically, it could happen. It was a joke, but it seems like it's possibly going to come to pass. But anyway, I just want to see the reactions to the idea of the main romance in The Little Mermaid. Again, being a brown mermaid, right? Being a quote-unquote black mermaid, or a black woman, when she finally gains legs. And, this handsome, strong, strapping, pretty white man. So, I just want to see how people are going to react to that, because here's the thing, right? Woke Twitter, pro-black Twitter, and all these other things, right? They were all for casting Ariel as a brown woman, right? Their whole thing was, I stand for a black Ariel. I stand for a black mermaid. I stand for a black queen. Okay, let's see if you stand for your black queen when her Prince Charming, when her Prince Eric, when her true love is a pretty white boy. Especially since, whether or not Disney is aware of it, and I don't believe Disney is aware of this or cares about it, that by making the couple a interracial couple, that they're actually sort of touching upon a very sensitive subject in the African American community, which is actually interracial dating, in particular dating white men, right? The issue is that, generally speaking, from my understanding of it, I'm biracial myself, but I'm non-white biracial, so it's a little different. But when it comes to people who are biracial and that other half, right, is white, right, the controversy is in that if it's a if it's a black woman, white man pairing, the idea is that, oh, great, white men have been taking everything from us. Now they're taking our women too. And not only are they taking our women, the women are going willingly, right? So there's that issue. And then, of course, there's the issue of and this has happened, right? Black women pairing up with white men because they think that that the baby that will result from this pairing will have good manageable hair because the kid will be half white. We have a lot of hang-ups about our hair in the black community, but the general stereotype is that if a person is white or part white or part native, they have good hair. I think Chris Rock did a comedy skit or something about it. He speaks the truth. Let's just say that. But anyway, so there's that. And then when the pairing is a black man and a white woman, right? The controversy or the complaint is that so you can't handle a strong black sister. You have to go for a white woman who won't talk back or won't tell you what for, as if there are not white women in the world who won't speak their minds. But again, this is a bit of a controversy in the African American community, even in today's world. So Disney, with this casting and with this pairing, has sort of waddled into a bit of a situation. So it'll be interesting to see those conversations, right? How accepting those who were so adamant and standing for this change to Ariel, how accepting are they really of it? Because one of the common, I guess, defenses of race lifting Ariel was, well, she's not real, you know that, right? She's a mermaid. Mermaids are mythical. They can be anything that we want them to be, right? It's not real, so it's just a drawing. She can look like whatever anybody wants her to. Okay, let's apply that to Prince Eric. If Prince Eric is just a fictional character, he's not real, there's no need to be accurate to his original design. That means that we can change him, that's true, but it also means that we can leave him as he is. If race is truly no factor, if we are truly supposed to be colorblind, then why are you so worked up over it? That's the question I would ask to somebody who has any real serious complaint about Prince Eric being left as he is, which is white, more or less. Right? I think he's supposed to be. The whole thing is that where the movie takes place isn't exactly really stated. I think it's supposed to be in the Mediterranean, but whatever. For all intents and purposes, Prince Eric is white. Prince Eric is white. Ariel in this live-action version will be black. There will be some biracial love, as some would say, some jungle fever, right? Some swirl going on. And we will see just how open and accepting and colorblind woke Twitter and black Twitter are. So anyway, those are my thoughts on it. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good day or night or whatever you are doing. Be safe. Have fun. See you around. Bye.